How do you feel learning stuff in here? Like spending, I mean, I know it hasn't been a full day. We've also walked and dicked around and whatever, but
Yeah. It's it's a whole new field that I'm gonna have to get used to because it makes me very tired because I'm not moving around really outside of maybe my fingers.
yeah,
So I don't know. It's just like it's gonna be something I'm gonna have to get used to. I think because no offense to anyone who does this, but I never thought of it like as it doesn't feel the same. The work doesn't feel the same. I
yeah,
want it to someday, or at least similar, but it doesn't feel quite as rewarding because I don't move around. You don't go from ones, you just are there and
yeah,
you're doing things and things are changing, but it's it's definitely a different feeling, but it's something I'll have to get used to.
yeah. Obviously we we've talked about it before and like how important it is for companies to like stay relative and aware of the people that are subscribed to them and stuff. And obviously, we haven't had a whole lot of newsletters, but that's going to be changing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, when it comes to that was such a weird shift for me. And I still do it now. The reason that I bounce in and out of here is for that sole purpose. Like office life for me has never been something that it's never been something that ever came easy. When I was young, my mom took us in to her company, her and my aunt, and like we would help out like folding envelopes and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
like even the overhead lighting and stuff all day long, dude, I'd leave there at 15 with massive headaches
Oh,
being there for 8 hours. And it's like, it's just really hard. That kind of lifestyle is really hard if you choose to go into that field, or some kind of like field where you're in an office or whatever. But yeah, I found like my best way to kind of get over that is to step aside. I wish I had a solution like right now, like right away without thinking about it, of a solution that we could have for people who don't have that ability. Right? Like certain people are stuck in their cubicle all day long. And those jobs are needed too, which is hard, right? Like how do you defer um, that kind of solution? I just know, especially after this winter, like the amount of sunlight, the amount of like good weather that we've had has been so limited. It definitely has taken a toll on what I feel like is everybody. Um, so when you're going from so like when you're working on the newsletters and stuff, it's like it might be beneficial to like do some of it and then walk away and then come back. Because I also find that you kind of gain this creativity if you take a break too. If you're trying to force it, that's where it's like fuck. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting anywhere. And then all of a sudden you're on your phone, like, just gonna take a break for a minute. Instead, getting up, getting out of there, and coming back to it later. As you know, you schedule something like 5 of those.
mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier to get done than it is to sit and do 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I fuck do the nicest day of the week. This week, I was in here putting up 20 reels, and I came out of that exhausted
Mm-hmm.
instead of just coming in and doing 3 reels and 3 reels. But that's also not our plan right now. Our plan is to get so caught up that we can start growing things more, you know?
Yeah. Well, even I mean, just hopping back to the example of stuff in envelopes, that's even a totally different thing for me.
Yeah.
It's something about sitting at a computer. Like if I stuffed envelopes all day, good to go.
Just some kind of,
It's the sitting at the computer and not holding anything physical.
okay.
I think that's what the big thing it is for
Yeah.
me. Because I was even thinking about, I think one of the things I checked off was the packaging. So like if there was a time where I could have, you know, computer work to do and then also then take a break for even 20 minutes, but still moving forward with something, if I could package orders or I mean, I won't be able to do this from home, obviously, but like
Yeah.
making T-shirts
Yeah.
and fulfilling orders, I think that would even break it up. I mean, obviously, that would get old, and I'd want to just go outside. But
Ultimately, like we will have a facility though that we're all capable of coming into like 8 hours a day or whatever. And like there is a portion of us that are capable of working from home. But there will be times like where we have to come together. And it's not necessarily to be in an office working together. Like that doesn't necessarily have to be the gig. It does, however, like me and you had talked about spaces
Mhm.
and like how separating those spaces are a good thing. Coming together, and like we do it on our meetings right now, right? Like w- we have a group of people and like our team, and like we get on every Monday and we talk about what we need to do and our tasks and everything. We're getting better at that too, and getting better at delegating what needs to be done, what doesn't, what's required of us. And like leadership. And when I say leadership, I mean me basically being like, you guys have to get this done. Like putting a line in the sand, like this, there's no excuses. Like get these small things done. When it comes time to us, like eventually having a location that we can really do that at, it'll be a lot nicer. Like we will get that physical connection between each other, and like everybody will have a chance to stand up there. You're not like in your home having the distractions of the little shit that you have to do, when we can come together, a certain time in the week and do that and be paid to do that. Like that's eventually going to come, right?
Mhm.
But and then the company will just grow from there, all of them, which is kind of taking that. But I completely understand. Like the physical is where, goddamn, the the physical is where I grew up. Where I would assume, like where you grew up, like you weren't really doing anything fulfilling unless you were doing physical things. I had a separation of that because in high school I would make little movies and videos, and I would stay up at the computer until when I got home, and after we filmed some stuff from 8 until like 2, 3 in the morning, and I'd go to bed, and then I'd wake back up to go to school and
Mhm.
do it all over again. But that was back in the day when chat didn't, like AI didn't exist. Like I was learning how to maneuver text in and out of things, and like you had to do these small little increments of movements, and like you had to actually, like if you didn't, where people nowadays can have like, I can clip you and then I can get rid of the background, I had to frame by frame. So for 3,000 frames I had to like move the mask
Mhm.
and like shape it around just to get rid of something. But um so I had that like separation. Like I learned how to do the work on the computer and it being fulfilled as well. And I think you will too,
Mhm.
especially once you hit newsletters, once you get like more product images and like, or not images but emails going out and the SMS going out and all this other stuff that we're going to eventually do. Um but it is a weird transition.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. We'll have to see. I mean, I was thinking about 'cause at first when you were talking about the cubicle, I can see, even though that's separating a space to go to work or whatever,
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe in the beginning productivity went up when people started working at home because they were like, "Ah, I'm in my
Yeah.
comfortable area when no one's bothering me and this and that." And I bet you now it's a little bit,
I bet you it's not.
I bet
Yeah.
you it's not as productive. Although I don't think that they should have to go change back because some company decided to buy a building.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's like why, the overhead that companies had based off of that. Like you still might need an office space, but hey, how about this? If you need an office space, rent one once a week.
I was about to say
Like go to a
there's
hotel
probably
and rent one.
there's 4 places I can think of. I don't know their exact locations, but that's all they do.
Yeah.
It's just a building and you can rent out
Well, dude, like
different things.
hotels always have that. You can always rent out a conference room, rent it out once a week,
Mhm.
and if you can't do it at that one, go down the street to the ninth hotel. Like we could do that.
Mhm.
I don't need to do that because I have a home and I don't mind people coming to my home. But when you have like 40 people, like go rent out a conference room and go talk to them in there and like work through your shit together in there, and then still allow people to work from home. But I also know that people take advantage of that because our laziness and our complacency creeps in, right?
Mhm.
Like if I was working from home every day, which I did when I first started off, I fucked off because I didn't know where to start.
Mhm.
And so what does my brain do when I'm afraid to figure out what to do is I come up with a shitty distraction to try and justify the fact that I'm home. Like, oh, I'm going to go put a patio in. Ask me how many times I've stepped on that patio other than to get around it. Like,
Mhm.
like there were definitely times that I'll admit that I was complacent, or while everybody else is working, I was sitting here not doing anything.
Yeah.
But it was more or less in fear of like, fuck, all my friends are working, or my brother's working, or whoever is working for me, and I don't know what the fuck to do. And now I feel like a lazy piece of shit because everybody's working. I'm still able to pay them, but like, I don't know what to do with my hands, kind of
You
deal.
lost your purpose.
Yeah. So I found it again, and I had talked to you about that, where it's like I had this moment of like, we've got a couple of decent jobs and stuff, and everyone's kind of okay, and like we're trying our best to get through it. We don't have orders coming in and stuff, but we will eventually. Especially as soon as the next new merch comes out and we integrate everything the way that we want to. And we get real serious about this. But like, I don't want to squander it this time, and I know that.
Mhm.
Like I know that we had progress the last time we were capable of doing what we're doing.
Mhm.
But because I don't like that. I don't like learning how to do something, fucking up, and then repeating that fuck up.
Mhm.
It's the same thing like when we talk about doing trim carpentry. Like, how do you learn? You fuck up. You fuck up, and then you have to spend the fucking 12 hours it took for you to do that all the way over again, and you don't forget it again, you know? So, and I think that's, I think that's normal in life. Like, you don't want to repeat your mistakes. Um, but there is a capability of us doing that, because I think for a long time when it came to this company, me and you talked about the self sabotage. We kept repeating mistakes, kept repeating, bad behaviors based off the fact that we had something that we knew could help us. And we were
Mhm.
like, oh, let's kind of try and not do that.
Be afraid to succeed.
Yeah. But it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And, I know I'm kind of just blabbing on about that, but like, I don't know. There is something about that where I don't want to squander it this time. And so I think that's been my initial thing in the meetings, to be like, hey, we are going to get this done. We are a team. Like, everybody put your boots on. Like, let's actually do the work. Let's
Mhm.
delegate it. Let's figure out what you want to do, what you don't want to do. Like, let's actually work this as a company and as a team, rather than just a bunch of individuals who come to me and bitch about things and then don't go and do the things that we talk about.
Mhm.
So it's like, as much as I don't want to wean anybody out, if it comes down time to that, we'll know that the effort wasn't done. And it's okay that you don't want a part of this. Like, it's not a problem at all. We'll just eventually find people who want to.
Mhm.
And those people naturally come. Me and Chris were talking about that. Like, Noah eventually, like, he just came up to me.
Mhm.
And after me and him, he knew what we were doing, and he knew what we were like our whole aspect. And it took him a while, and he's like, I feel like I need something bigger than me. And he's like, and I like this. And he came up to me and asked me that. He's like, do you mind if I become a part of it? I was like, no. And I don't think the team does either. So as long as you bring benefit, like, it's not even as long as you bring benefit, as long as you're willing to try and figure out how you can benefit everybody else on the team. Not
Mhm.
financially, not, just in some way help grow, help this, because the bigger that we grow and the faster that we grow is the faster we're able to help people change their lives,
Mhm.
and us change our own lives.
Yeah. And when we when I was talking about finding a purpose, I think I think a lot of the time I always thought about, like, when Jocko or someone would talk about finding your purpose after service, and there a lot of the time for them, I don't think necessarily purpose has to be a big word, like my life's purpose.
Hmm.
It might be your momentary purpose
Your
or your
month's purpose, or
yeah.
yeah.
So I think that, again, like, I think I wrote it on the questionnaire, it's like taking smaller bites of things to then build up to bigger things.
Yeah.
But when I try to look far down the line, which is important, but maybe it's not my role to look way down yet. Maybe that can, more become that. But a lot of the time I think I overwhelm myself by being like trying to think too far in the
Yeah.
future, which I know is important, but also it seems to mess with me to
I don't.
try to think of things that haven't happened yet
Yeah.
or imagine things that haven't. I mean, outside of all the terrible things I imagine in my head of the things that haven't happened yet or won't happen or might happen. Um, I think it's better for me to focus on the next meal sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just because then I don't spin out so much.
I mean, to your point, I hear something that's like misconceptualized is that business owners and like business owners and entrepreneurs and all of this see the big picture beforehand. I don't think that's the case. Like I would call myself an entrepreneur. I would call myself as like a business owner, obviously. And I don't think that it's the case that everybody sees the big picture all the fucking time.
Mm.
I think you get stuck in the small pictures and then eventually you need to be like, "Hey, wait a minute, what's the big picture?" And then you go back and then you go to that, you come back and start the small bites again. So the process that you're looking for is what actually is the process, but
Mm-hmm.
when it's portrayed through a fucking 2-minute reel or when it's portrayed through, you know, some that kid, you know, who comes up and he's like, "What's your number one business tip?" Like those are great. I really like those.
Mm.
When it comes up to that though, it's like those are quick answers. And ultimately they don't like when you're learning, when you're seeing somebody at the top, you're seeing somebody at the top. Like they can tell you like, "Hey, your your next step is," or they can tell you what their daily schedule is, you know. Like, "Hey, I get up and I do this for a workout and I eat this throughout the day and then I have this meeting and then I have this meeting and these calls." They didn't start that way.
Mm-hmm.
They started in the same way that everybody else does, but you don't see that growth. What the plan that you're actually looking for in growth is the beginning plan. What got you there? What were your first steps? And I think that that's something that's definitely helped me kind of realize that, especially our concept of the best action is distraction, is like having that first initial healthy distraction
Mm-hmm.
to get you moving forward and start that snowball. Like that is the snowflake at the top of the mountain, right? And that will eventually grow. And that's what we're trying to show people too, especially with the podcast is like this right now we're talking about business, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about mental health, we can talk about reading books, we can talk about all of these things that are the initial first steps. Like and that's what we push the team to do, but to your point, the small bites and the small steps, they always add up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just like and what I found myself doing is sometimes I'll sit around and be like, "Fuck, what do I need to do?" And then I'll make a list of all of these small steps, and then I'll like, to an example, I'll make that list of all of the small steps that we need that we're doing right now. Well, what was the big step that I forgot about? Was the initial part of the website.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we want to drive it? And I had somebody come in and ask me the simple questions. And I was super thankful for it
Mm-hmm.
because it's like you go through and we were just trying to produce something. We were trying to be like, "Hey, we have all of this information and stuff and everything that we want to do. We need to put it all up on the website." And also as we're going through, like you need to be able to link it here, here, and here through each page. And it's like, no, that's not the case, but like build it, get it on the website. And when the views come and people actually start wanting more, when they really want to like dive into what we're doing and dive into the bad operation and the books we're reading and all of this stuff, they'll find it because it's on the website, because they'll hear us saying on these podcasts, they'll hear us saying on our vlogs or videos that the things are on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, for right now, like I just want people to buy some t-shirts and stuff so we can keep this moving, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but that's also our job. Our job is to market right. Our job is to keep designs, keep them coming and stuff. And we are. Like it's all coming. And it's just I think the fun thing is it's all coming to like the point of another, like we're pushing towards a year in and our next push of the button drop where it was all of our websites going up and it was all of the, images and, t-shirts and hats and whatever. That's coming again. And also the whole reintegration, like tying everything back into what we need and what we want. It's
Mhm.
all coming as another like year end push the button. As a company, it'd be nice to do that 4 times a year, but
Mhm.
we're still growing as people, and that's the point of this. Like that's the point of being here and talking about it.
Yeah.
Is to have those initial like scroll back moments and be like, hey guys, like let's go back and listen to episode fucking what is this 43, 44.
Mhm.
Like look at where we were and then look at where we've become. So
Yeah. Yeah, well, I sent this to Ty the other day, and I always I was just thinking about this now. Like I digest everything better through what seems to be a metaphor a lot of the time. So the thing I sent him, it was this guy's like, you know, life was so hard for me until I just decided to play it like a video game. Cause then it's all like even what we are just talking about, like all the little things. It's you're leveling up, you're going to make your armor better. You went too far once and got your ass kicked by whatever,
yeah,
whatever characters, whatever boss,
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
mission, whatever task you were trying to complete. So it was like going back to add all the little things together and then integrate them all into, I mean, in this case, I think I'm talking about like a fighting game of some
Skyrim or
sort.
something.
Yeah, Skyrim's
Yeah,
perfect for that
because
because
you have to forge your armor because you have to, like the little
yeah, you have
tasks
to
are
go
still tasks.
create your health
So it's side
potions. You
quests.
got to
It's
eat.
yeah,
You
quit the
got to
side quests.
exactly. So all those side quests with the main goal in mind. I think once it all comes back
Yeah.
together, then that's where you become more of a complete person or a complete character in the metaphor sense. But I'll have to show it to you because I'll have to send it to you because it was a lot more than just that. But um, there was also like guy was talking about leveling up in life and how you don't no one really ever talks about the things that you lose in order to like the because you'd think like you're even the things that you're happy with, like I'm happy with all these things but I'm working towards this, and I never really thought about it in that way, like even necessarily the good things that you have. Once you move on and get to somewhere new, you might either not have time for that or you can't.
Yeah, you have to drop some of your enjoyments in order to. I think me and you had talked
That's
about that too, where
yeah.
it was like the sacrifice that you have to make might also be in the good things. Like
Yeah.
it might be in the things that you have enjoyment in. It might be hell. I mean, major sacrifice. Like when you're really trying to build things, like there is a. It comes down to what you value most, and it comes down to what you want in your future most.
Mhm.
And I don't have kids to say that I could sacrifice my time for a better future for them because in turn that might mean, missing practices, might mean missing birthdays, might mean missing things. Like there was an era where people would do that consistently
Mhm.
to build a bigger future for them. Now, did it create a bunch of kids now, not kids
Disconnection.
now who have disconnection from their parents and wanted more of that and didn't give a shit about the new house and the fact that he got a car at 16 and all of that? Like there is a balance to that.
Mhm.
But if you want out of your dead end job, like if you want out of that, you have to fight tooth and nail. And if you don't want to sacrifice time for your kids, then you might have to sacrifice time for anything else that you are doing,
Mhm.
even if it feels minuscule. Like as much as watching TV for 30 minutes, like if you're trying to build something better for you and for your kids or for your, even if you don't have kids, for yourself, for your family, whatever you're trying to do, you might have to give up those 30 minutes. You might have to give the 8 minutes up of you looking at your phone. You might and then if you have the time for enjoyment, if you have the time to do that, like there is a section that you might have in your life that you might have to give that up for a minute. It doesn't mean it goes away for forever.
Mhm.
That's your determination to make and what level you want to be. You just have to make sure at the same time you're checking your ego and you're not reaching for something that you don't actually want to. But that whole like leveling up and having to give up the things that you really love in order to move to the next step It's it is a practical thing.
Hmm.
There's 100 things that I would rather do than sit in here hour after hour trying to figure out how to grow a business and run a business and read books and do all of this stuff. I would love to be sitting on a fucking beach every time my friends call me and they're like, "Oh, hey, you want to go to the lake?" Like, I would love to. I'd
Hmm.
love to go to every fucking concert that my friends ask me to go to. I can't live my future that like my future depends on me. My future depends on me getting up off my ass and doing the hard things. My future depends on me to create a healthy lifestyle. If I don't have that, I'm back to where I was at square one in a really shitty selfish and sad place. You know, thinking about ending things or thinking about the worst possible scenarios and taking this beautiful thing that is life and creating this ball of shit and
Hmm.
pretending that that's actually what it is. Like your future will always depend on you to start acting today. Oh.
That was good.
There's your metaphor.
That was good.
Where let me ask you this. Why do you think it is that you hear more value in words um when it comes to hearing it in metaphors? Do you think that's like an era of us watching reels and like looking at the cliche Facebook pictures of the, gray scene with the little boat on it and
It might be. I
because
think
I do the same thing. I'm like, I'm not trying to knock you for it because I do the same thing. A good quote will hit me. I was like, oh
mm,
fuck, I need to change my whole life around right now.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I think it breaks it up a little bit. And you know, a lot of the time it's not even whatever I'm listening to doesn't necessarily have to deal with the thing I'm thinking about. It ends up being that way, but I think it's more not even more simple. It's like a different vantage point. It's a different way of saying it. Like even what I was telling you earlier, like I wrote this whole thing and then chat changed it some. And I'm like, wow. Like those are the feelings that I had towards what I was trying to write, but I wasn't able to conjure them in my head to be able to put them down. So if there's a few things that change, then I'm like, wow, look at that.
yeah, well,
I mean, and if it doesn't work, then I won't use it.
yeah, but you also learn too. You're like, oh shit, that is the way that I was trying to explain it, and now I
Hmm.
have a better way of explaining it.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's releasing all of the emotion from the situation. It's practically taking your text and taking your writings and putting it into a. I think this is kind of how I'm feeling in this and this, and it's like it almost defines it. It's like, hey, are you feeling this way?
Hmm.
And you're like, oh yeah, that's fucking it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And like, but it can get it wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
It
It does all the
100% can
time.
get it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can get it wrong so much that I literally say Jesus and fuck's sake all the time to it, and it still goes, I can understand that that's frustrating. And I'm like, no, you can't.
You don't
You
know what
can't
frustration
understand how
is.
fucking frustrated I am with you.
But yeah, I think metaphors give me a different lens to look through.
Yeah. Do you think it's more of a like a bird's eye kind of view? Like when you're talking about that bigger picture, it's almost like it takes all of those small bites, all of those problems that because I love metaphors, but I also love to break them down because there are some that are like, yeah, that's a great simplifying um aspect of it. Like it's great to simplify it in that way.
Hmm.
However, that does not explain how much work that goes into it. And I continuously keep saying it. Where I'm like, that's not the cost of the plane.
Hmm.
Like that's just the fucking plane. Like that's after you do literally 20 years of work to get the plane and also hire the pilot and also do all of,
Oh,
pay
there's
for parking and like what, pay for flights coming in and like that is the cost of the plane. And I've had to have conversations with some of the guys about that. Like they're trying to make decisions and I'm like, that's not the cost of the plane, dude. Like this and this and this.
hmm
Or they'll talk to me about something that I'm buying or whatever. And I was like, well, because I'm thinking about the cost of the plane. I'm like, you know, I don't know.
Well, speaking specifically about the plane, um, I was I see these reels of this guy. He does luxury. He cleans private jets. That's all
Hmm.
he does.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And you know,
He makes,
somehow
he makes
It must be just
killing.
yeah. So it's like every video somehow. I mean, I guess rich people are rushed.
Yeah.
But
I gotta get this done
there's
right now.
always like an express fee or whatever.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, it's like I made like $16,000
Yeah.
for 4 or 5 hours of work because it was
Yeah.
a rush job. I left my kid's baseball game to do this, but like that's where the cost comes in. Is it's the upkeep, it's the cleaning, it's the and if you're gonna buy a private jet, buy it and then just lease it to people.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's the only way you really do
that's
that.
the way you do it. Yeah, and then you can do it. And then you know what you do? Then you buy 9 more.
Yeah, right.
And then you lease
then
all
you
of them.
live in one
then you
and
own
flip those.
Then all of a sudden you own an airliner. Yeah, I'm obsessed. The Wiz Khalifa and 2 Chainz song. We Own It, the Fast and Furious one.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it. It came on and I was just jamming to it like it was the old days. Like I was leaving Quality 16 in a fucking Honda Civic, racing down the highway or racing down Jackson Road, just like fucking ripping through gears. It's just acting as if, and then fucking drifting through the turnarounds in the middle of the night, being an idiot. But he says something along the lines of, you're on vacation, we're on paycation. We're getting paid, so we're on paycation. So I keep saying that. I'm like, I'm just looking for paycations. Like that's my goal. And I talked to you about the whole building, builder's license and stuff too. I'm like, it's just something I've been sitting on that, frankly, like, even if I could go out and, you need a builder to run it because you need permits. Like, okay, I got to charge 20% on the whole thing, and I can run it. I already know I can run it because I'm not stupid. It's just finding the right trades who will give me deals because I'm friends with them. And then we roll through and do the whole thing. It's just funny that it's just been sitting there, and it's like that is a way that I could go make $1,000 in a month, even
without being there passively.
Yeah, which is
somewhat passively
and
anyway.
But even 1 month will pay for the classes. I mean, they were $1,200, and I think books were $400. But like that is it is a way to get to the paycation. Like there's. Tim Ferriss always has the books. Like all of his books are about that. But this is back before everything kind of shifted to this like media based world. Like this is like some of his books are describing, the older ones are describing call centers that you have somebody in like India take care of for however many. But now everybody knows about that, so they all do a subscription. So all of a sudden, everybody you need everybody's subscription. We talked about this in the meeting about the financial investment into this. And it's like by the time we're done with our fucking subscriptions that we need to like grow this, and you pay for the website and you pay for the plane, right? Like you're at $350 a month or $400 a month. And it's like, and that doesn't actually include the lights on. That doesn't actually include the gas driving back and forth. Like, it's a fun way to try and figure that out, but it also is stressful. It also is stressful when you come out and you don't have the finances and you're like, fuck that. How the fuck am I supposed to edit the video if I can't pay for that this month? So,
yeah, I mean, this would obviously be a whole nother workload to even think about doing, but I was listening to Rogan and Duncan talk the other day. Russell.
Oh, he's on again?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to watch it.
Right after
I
Theo.
love it.
But
is Theo's good too? Maybe I'll triple
Theo
watch.
goes hard.
You did tell me that. All right.
And there was I don't know, there was a bunch of controversy around that one just because everyone's saying that Rogan covering for the administration the whole time. Whatever.
I'm gonna listen to the Duncan and Andy Stump one because I love listening to Duncan.
Well, what Duncan was talking about was, and I don't think he's necessarily doing it, but he was talking about all the large language models, which is what all these AIs are right now. They're not really anything beyond that. They don't really do anything without you telling them what to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
But he was talking about all the restrictions and restraints that still come with them based on who made them. So now he was talking about, I think he was trying to make like a Charles Manson one. Like he's just messing around and stuff, but like he was trying to integrate all these different things into something to make things work. But he was talking about people building their own AI models,
Yeah.
which obviously probably lots of coding, it's lots of figuring, it's lots
Yeah.
of that, but to work around, like kind of like the Anarchist Cookbook, how it came out originally,
Yeah.
and then it was not redacted, but
It
revised
was, yeah.
and changed so that you didn't have all the really fun stuff.
The Bad Project is about finding those small distractions that keep you moving when life tries to pin you down. That's what our gear stands for. They're reminders you can wear, carry, and share to push through those hard days. Every shirt, every hat, every sticker helps spread the message. When you're wearing it, you're not just buying our merch, you're backing the mission. We're building more than just a brand. As we roll out Bad Activity events, your support helps make them possible. With new drops, holiday specials, and surprises always around the corner, we really are just getting started. If you want to go even deeper, hit our new Patreon for Bad Thoughts episodes, bonus content, behind the scenes, and a closer seat in this community we're building. We're even doing giveaways. So check out the gear at thebadproject.com, hit our Patreon, and follow us on all the socials to stay locked in. This movement's only growing, and you're going to be a part of it. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. Love you all.
Cass & Co. Upscale Thrift is redefining resale. Think timeless fashion, luxury brands, and curated pieces, all at prices that let you stay stylish without the splurge. Whether you're hunting for vintage classics or this season's designer staples, we'll make high-end accessible. Dress like you own the runway for a fraction of the price.
Every crew's got that one guy who shows up late, drinks gas station mud, and wonders why he feels like trash by lunch. Don't be that guy. Construction Coffee Co. isn't cheap sludge. It's small batch coffee roasted to keep you moving when everyone else is crying about their backs. Smooth enough to sit black, strong enough to keep you upright when your foreman's breathing down your neck. Fuck that guy. And yeah, they've got gear too. Shirts, hats, workwear built tough enough for the job site, not that pajama junk your apprentice wears. This stuff actually holds up when you're crawling through mud or hanging steel. They're there for you to roast beans and roast you, just like you do with your buddies on the job, because that's the culture. Talk trash, laugh hard, and get it done. Construction Coffee Co. Clock in, drink up, shut up. Go to constructioncoffeeco.com to get yours.
I'm not going to ever be building my own AI. Doesn't even interest me.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
trouble I don't even want to use. It's like when I first got a credit card, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What is this for?
Yeah.
Seems like it's a way to enslave me for the rest of my fucking life.
That's 100% what a credit card is.
And now
for.
Americans have $1 trillion in credit card debt.
I always say that. Like, everyone's like, how do they afford this? How do they afford that? And I was like, they're in fucking debt, dude. I know what job that dude makes. He does not make $7 million a year. Fucking those cars right now are going on his fucking credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the house that he's on, they're barely making it through. Like, his wife just lost her job. They're fucked. Like, 6 months, they're going to lose everything because they weren't willing to stay within their means because they wanted more of a play with the Joneses. You know, like, we gotta keep up with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that guy's yard is green. I'm going to make mine greener. It's like, I don't give a fucking grab a can of spray paint. Like, my grandpa always said that. He was so tired of mowing the grass. I think that's why he just started placing vehicles all around. But he always said, he's like, I'm just going to pour a fucking concrete pad and paint it green.
Mm-hmm.
Like, then they can't even see it from the sky.
Good. But yeah, kind of lost my spot there, but
you don't want to use or you don't want to make an AI model.
Oh yeah, I don't want to make an AI model, but I'm kind of hoping there's ultimately it's about, in my opinion, AI is supposed to kind of be about freedom, be super creative.
Yeah.
If you're going to use it.
I could see that.
So to me, putting limits on it based on how someone feels about a subject, a word, an image, it doesn't feel very free to me. So I'm hoping that there's going to be more of these come out, and hopefully they're not all ripping all your information all the time,
Yeah.
and doing whatever.
I
But
wonder how safe they actually are. Like even like I understand it. From because there's things that I'd like it to do,
mm,
but it can't do it. It'll refuse to do it, especially when it comes to construction coffee. Like any bit of raunchiness or whatever, it just fucking will not even
see,
compute.
but then someone would say, go use Grok,
Yeah.
right? Which I know it still doesn't do some things,
Yeah.
but
But that's what I'm
maybe
wondering. Like if you open one up freely to have unlimited access to creating anything, like people, there are going to be fucked up people that make fucked up things.
Mhm.
Um, and so that's why I like, where does that line, you know?
Well, yeah, the way I'm hoping that it will work someday, I mean, again, not by me, but is to be, or maybe it'll be so simple that I could do such a thing. But kind of like the good, the bad, and the ugly. When Tuco goes to get a new pistol. I
Yeah.
mean, he robs the guy ultimately, but he's like, he's taking all these different guns apart, looking at them. He's rolling the cylinder. He's doing all these things, and he makes like a Franken gun. Kind of, it all works together. All the pieces fit, but he makes his own out of it. And so I'm hoping that there's going to be, especially with people creating more of them, that there'll be some synergy between them, or you can, like Duncan was talking about, taking this, and this to create a Manson AI,
Yeah.
just like just a whole different thing. And as long, I mean, I guess if you, again, speaking out of depth, but if you talk about like Mac and Microsoft, like how those systems don't work together necessarily, or
Yeah.
there's like, because they all want to be their own thing. They want
Yeah.
to be their own monolith. I'm hoping that eventually it'll break down to a point where you can just pick and pull things from the best
Yeah.
to add it into one thing.
Right. Some
without-
balance
Exactly.
in life.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it would be very nice to be that. I think, I think right now there's just too much greed.
Well, everyone's bogarting it because
Yeah.
the good example was always Tesla. They put all their plans online.
Yeah.
And I mean, probably messing with some semi-dangerous things sometimes when it comes
Right.
to that. But I mean, there's that, I can't remember, some sort of YouTuber. He does like a Tesla. He just gets a Tesla, does everything he wants to it, shows how it's done based off the plans that he was already given from the company to improve, which to eat on Elon's side of things, that's a good idea because you're going to, all of a sudden some guy does something you couldn't do. And then you say, hey, I'll buy it from you, or you want a job, or
Well,
that's kind of cool.
yeah, I think, and this isn't necessarily the same, but when you talk about like Sean Ryan's podcast and stuff, they kept trying to get monetization from everybody sharing all of his reels, right? Like they kept trying to do it. So they would block people. It was a constant like problem, from my understanding of the situation. And so what they did is they just made all of them available. Every single one of them. You can go right to his website and get every single reel that they've ever made, grab it, put it into whatever you need, and share it. And in turn, what has that done? It's brought him more money, way more money. Like the risk of doing that, the only risk was you were worried that somebody else was going to steal your stuff.
Feast and famine again.
People are going to do it no matter what. They're going to find their way around it. They're going to find their way around, doing things with AI that it's not supposed to do, like we're just talking about. But ultimately, when we talk, like what me and you had talked about yesterday, like one of my favorite things is to give after I've been given. I don't know if I've ever said that before. One of my favorite things is to give after I've been given. And with that, I grow more. I'm not, not fucking perfect by any means. And I've got a lot of work to do, and sometimes I'm a hypocrite when it comes to that because I'm human. But I think the world is a better place if you're given something to help you and you're able to give that back, share that. That's a very easy concept to understand. It's just so many people are ingrained with this feast or famine, ingrained with this, it has to be mine. ingrained with this. If you don't have it, or if I don't have it, I'll never get it. So, or yeah, if this leaves me, then I'll never have it again. When in turn, when you're pouring your glass into, and that's consistently in a lot of the books that we've read, when you're pouring your glass into other people's, you have more that you're able to intake. You don't lose that knowledge. That water was always in your glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. I had 2 on the head today.
Yeah.
Where are we at? 46 minutes. Probably 4 or 5 minutes of early stuff. Okay. Well, bye-bye.